Hi everyone, this is Maria from BemisReviewsBooks.com, and welcome to what I'm calling the new and improved version of Aspects of a Reader. This is a very short discussion related to books and reading for readers by a reader. However, I decided to go with a name change, so I'm calling it now Reader Reflections. Or I could call it Reflections on a Reader. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but right now, for all intents and purposes, I'm calling this segment Reader Reflections. And today I thought it would be kind of a neat idea to talk about writing a proper book review. A while back on my blog, I wrote an article or an essay on how to write a proper book review. I have actually read a lot of how-tos, and I've also written for a number of outlets, review outlets. Most of them have their own criteria for how to write a proper review, but there are a couple of things that I believe are key, and those components of a good review I try always to incorporate in every review that I write, though I do take a pretty creative approach to changing it up from time to time. I actually, this is going to sound a little bit strange, but I really feel that my reviews actually write themselves. When I'm done with a book, there are times where I don't know what I'm going to say about it until I start writing. And then once I start writing, the floodgates open and the review actually takes on a life of its own. And I'm kind of the facilitator of that. If I don't get too much in the way of my own reviews, and I know this sounds a little strange, I actually can bang out something that I'm relatively proud of. I do go back, I do a lot of editing over time, but some reviews I actually I write them and I send them out there and I leave them alone. So I wanted to go through just a bulleted list and just kind of touch on a few points. The first point, and this is the most important thing, and you'd be surprised at how many reviews I have read that were from people who didn't read the whole book. Read the whole book first. If you don't read the whole book, don't write a review. It's as simple as that. I have very strong feelings about this. I think it is so unfair to the author, to the book, and to potential readers of that book to not at least read the entire book first before writing your review. So, though it may seem like a no-brainer, a lot of people don't do that, and then they feel compelled to write something along the lines of, I couldn't even finish this book, I hated it so much it sucked, and that's their review. I'm sorry, that's not a review, and you are not doing anybody any favors. That is the least helpful thing of all, and it's disrespectful to the person who wrote the book. Okay, moving right along, you can see how strongly I feel about this. Offer a short summary. This is kind of another no-brainer. Just a summary, a plot summary. Just, sum it up. You can sum it up in a sentence or two, or you can make it a little bit longer, more towards a paragraph. It doesn't have to be long, but just, what's the book about? Followed by your personal opinion of the book. Sometimes I flip-flop these two categories. I'll offer my personal opinion first, summarize, and then kind of tie it all together. But personal opinion is really important. Why? If you didn't like the book, why? Why didn't you like it? Don't just say, I didn't like this book, I couldn't get into it, it was horrible. Tell us why. Give us specifics. People want to know. Okay. Genre. What literary classification does the book fall into? So sometimes it may be obvious and you may not remember to put that in, but I think that's always helpful to know what the genre is. So if somebody who really hates horror and just can't read anything that that falls under that genre category, you might just say, hey, this book is really, it's a horror book and it's very explicit, it's very gory, it's very graphic. Let people know. Also recommending for a suggested audience. So if you do recommend the book and you want to narrow it down to an audience, that I think is very helpful information. Okay, so after writing your review, just proof it, give it a good once over, actually maybe even twice over or 3 times over, and edit as needed. If you need to, you can find a template to use. There are plenty of them available online. You can actually go to book reviewing sites and you can get a general feel for what they're asking for. You can follow one of their templates And, with time, you may find that you're able to just kind of take a template and then sort of make it your own over time. Make it fun. A review should be fun to read. It shouldn't be this, oh my God, I can't even get through this. And just to speak to the whole making it fun part, it should also be short enough where people want to read it and they're going to stick around until the end. If you make your review too long, it's going to be, unless you're a paid reviewer and you're writing for, say the Boston Globe. I know I love the work that's done by the reviews done by Clea Simon of the Boston Globe. John Domini of the Washington Post writes some great reviews, but these reviews are paid reviews. I put them into a different category. This is actually a guide for the unpaid reviewer, which I believe encompasses most of us out on the interwaves, writing for, blogs or social media platforms, maybe indie book review sites and that sort of thing. So NetGalley, Goodreads, that kind of thing. So make it short enough where people will want to read it, because you want people to read your review and you want to get as many eyes on your review as possible. So make it fun, keep it short, make it easy to read. I think chunking your text is a really good idea. Blocks of text instead of a complete run-on. That I never read reviews that just run on and on. I don't. I'm sorry. They may be the best reviews under the sun, but the formatting is just such that I'm not going to bother deciphering through that. So chunk it up, block it up, make it eye-catching, make it easy to read. There are many components that go into writing a good review. So, and I think there's also a lot of personal creativity that goes into writing a good review. So the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. Over time, you're going to find your unique style. But as long as you include the proper components, I think that, anything goes. Not everybody would agree with me on that, but I think that, as long as you are reading the entire book, offering a summary, giving your personal opinion, making some recommendations, giving the genre, I think you've got your bases pretty well covered. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to discuss that, and thanks for listening. And I don't know what next time's topic is going to be. I'm going to try to get these out roughly once a month is what I'm working towards. So I may change that in the future, but right now we're looking at reader reflections for about once a month. And that's it, everybody. Take care. I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.